Hi guys, this is Carolina Varsity. We're in our 2015 season, and we're taking a look at three third round 3A playoffs. We got number 6 West Rowan coming to play number 2 South Point. I'm Dale Ross.
I'm Anthony Perkins.
Anthony, what's this game looking like?
Well, number 2 South Point coming in with an 11-2 record out of the Big South 2A 3A conference. They'll be going up against number 6 seed West Rowan with a 10-3 record out of South Piedmont 3A conference.
Mm-hmm.
South Point's 2 losses came to Crest and Shelby. West Rowan's 2 losses came to Mooresville. 3 losses came to Mooresville, Concord, and Hickory Ridge.
Right.
Very tough opponents as well. And the reason why I say that is because the reason why I throw those numbers out there or those names out there is because neither team has faced a common opponent thus far this year. South Point got to this stage by beating Southwestern Randolph in the first round 47-7. Statesville last week by a score 42-21. West Rowan defeated Carson in the first round 27-28, but they had to go to overtime to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they also defeated West Henderson last week in a pretty much what looked like a rout, 41-19. The only kind of statistics I could find on West Rowan that I could compare with South Point were points scored per game and points given up per game. South Point's averaging about 37 points per game. West Rowan's coming in averaging about 28 points per game. South Point's giving up about 14. West Rowan's giving up about 15. So that's pretty even.
Mm-hmm.
This is another rematch. South Point and West Rowan have played twice. West Rowan won the first match. I think it was back in 2008. I believe that was right. Down up at Mount Ula, and then last 2 years ago, South Point evened the series up at 1-1 whenever they defeated West Rowan at South Point.
I think when that first game, that was back when West Rowan was on that big.
It was. They was on that
big winning streak. Exactly.
But this is shaping up like another good football game. Both teams' strength of schedule is pretty close, within about 15 points of each other, with West Rowan having a little bit tougher strength of schedule. And again, that's hard to believe, seeing South Point play Crest and Shelby.
Yeah.
And some other tough teams. But West Rowan, they played Mooresville, they played Concord, they played Hickory Ridge that they lost to. And so I reckon whenever you have a loss, that automatically makes your schedule go up a little bit. So but anyway, this is shaping up like a good game, but I'm seeing South Point as 10 to 13 point favorites.
Yeah, so the first thing is the report says South Point 29-16. That's 2 scores. When I looked at West Rowan, because we couldn't find any stats, and so when I looked at the West Rowan schedule, I didn't see any impressive wins. So I hear the thing that you said about strength of schedules, but really the impressive teams that they played, they lost to. And I don't even know that I would say losing to Mooresville is an impressive loss. That's probably a game, I think if you're a team that's going to compete with a South Point, you probably should have won that ball game. Concord, I've seen in person. Concord's a very good team. They have 1 loss on the season to Kannapolis. They're rolling. And they're rolling straight towards what they believe is going to be a state championship appearance. We'll see, but that is a good ball team. But I just didn't see any impressive wins on the West Rowan schedule. It made me say, maybe I need to look a little closer. South Point, and unfortunately, I don't know a lot about West Rowan. I know a lot about West Rowan from the past, and they've always been a big run-heavy team. Of course, South Point is as I put down here, they run first, run almost always. 555 rushing plays to 135 passing plays. It's run the ball, and your quarterback runs the ball a lot. And quarterback is
DeAndre King.
Yeah, DeAndre King, and he's had 186 carries, 1,404 yards. Rylan Etherton, who will be one of our player of the games this week, he's carried the ball 229 times for 1,540 yards. So, South Point's the red bone offense, whatever bone you want to call it. It's uh, very heavy run offense, and so I expect this will be one of those games that is going to be over quickly because you want to have a lot of passing in the game, uh, and probably will be a mid in scoring. I'm thinking probably the 29 that the report's thinking. I can see just from what I looked at. I was thinking in my head this is a game that's probably a South Point will score 28 to 35 points, and I'm thinking that if West Rowan gets into the 20s, I'll be surprised. But you guys can surprise us, right?
Well, the South Point defense has been playing. They've been playing
Right,
pretty
exactly.
good here lately. Last week I shared a statistic with you folks on the internet about their turnover ratio.
Which is important.
Yeah, and
yeah,
they improved on it last week. The turnover ratio now is 38 turnovers for the opponents. I'm sorry, 35 turnovers for the opponents. Only 8 turnovers for South Point.
right.
They didn't turn the ball over any last week, and they turned their opponents over 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that stands out to me as an observer is the difference in South Point's pass defense. I mean, it was like the colander the first part of the year.
Right.
But now their defense has really improved. The last 2 weeks, anytime somebody's thrown the ball down deep down the field, the most likely person to catch it was going to be a South Point safety. Last week, I think they threw the ball down the field 4 times. 2 of them were intercepted. One of them, and the other 2 were incomplete.
Right.
They got their passing yardage last week, and they had over 100 yards. Statesville had over 100 yards passing last week, but it was tosses out into the flat where they had a fast guy, and then get him out in space and let him do his thing, and that's how. But it's they're modified runs is what they are. But,
right.
But still, that whenever West Rowan beat South Point in 2008, that's how they beat South Point. They threw the ball out in the flat.
Sure.
And they had some quick receivers out there, and they got them out there in space where they could do their thing, and they dinked South Point to death that night on 8 12-yard runs or 8 12-yard pass plays. So it just depends. Again, matchups and you can throw the records out the window now. It doesn't matter.
You're in the third round.
Especially whenever you got an 11-2 team going against a 10-3 team. That's not much of a difference. So this will come down, I think, again, to whichever defense plays the best.
Defenses win championships. Who's got the best defense? Thanks for watching.